So today what we're going to be looking at is some of the protective gear that's being made and marketed by Practical Defense Training Technologies. They're a company out of El Cajon, California, and they do a lot of civilian and military tactical instruction. They also have their own line of gear. We're going to start with their Force 1 helmet. Now this helmet, or full face mask, I mean depending on how you want to call it, they call it the Force 1 helmet, retails for $115. It's got dual thermal panes of a polycarbonate lens, and that really cuts down on the fogging. And obviously, you know, here in Southern California and a lot of other places where you do have to battle with humidity sometimes, you know, fogging is an issue. So dual panes, very nice. The bottom of the full mask is all wire mesh, and it also has some polycarbonate skeletoning in there as well. But it's very protective. Covers your ears, has a really nice ripstop back of the head protector here. It's really easy to adjust. The thing kind of just has a normal paintball mask style dual buckle system to stretch and adjust it to your head. It's got a neck strap that comes with it, or I'm sorry, a chin strap that comes with it. Speaking of necks though, it also has this area here where it goes down and protects the bottom side of your chin. The problem I had with it is that it's such a rigid wire mesh that every time you put your head down to look down at something, it kind of cuts into your throat a little bit and it kind of feels uncomfortable. So what I did was I just tucked the neck protector up inside of the mask. So now when I wear it, it doesn't cut off anything in my neck, and I get the protection in the lower face area. One of the issues that I did find with this mask is it doesn't give you all that great of a cheek weld because this side here kind of pokes out a little bit and it's rigid. So if you're going to use this with an optic, you'll probably want to put a rail riser under your optic to kind of lift it up and let you use this with it. The second part of this gear set that we're looking at is their padded hood. Now this padded hood is made of a ripstop material and a lot of mesh, basically, with a really nice foam layer underneath it. It's supposed to protect the back of your head, the top of your head, and it works along with the helmet. This padded hood only costs $28, and we will now proceed to model them for you. Well, I will. Here goes. Okay. So as far as the hood goes, it's very comfortable. There's a little bit of an issue with the foam rigidity here in the back. When you turn your head, it kind of catches on stuff. What I would suggest you do, if you go this route, is to crinkle this hood up and kind of work it in a little bit so that it doesn't prevent you from turning your head. We're going to go ahead and try it with the Force 1 helmet now. So now that we have the Force 1 helmet and the padded hood on, the system works really well together. The hood pretty much starts where the helmet stops protecting your forehead, and then the hood goes all the way back. So pretty much with this, you get shot in the head with a bunch of Airsoft BBs, you're going to be pretty protected. And even sitting here talking to you, I mean, there's a little bit of fogging going on, but it's not very much. And the dual pane system seems to be preventing a lot of it, so that's good. Overall, I like this system. Like I said, it doesn't give you too much of a cheek weld, so definitely use a riser. And I highly suggest that you turn the neck protection area up inside of the mask so that you can actually look down. Once I did that, though, obviously I'm having no real issues. Just takes a little bit of working into. This gear is meant for actual simulations and whatnot, so it's a little more rugged and tough than the gear you're probably used to. So you kind of got to break it in. The next piece of the PDT gear arsenal that we're looking at is the neck protector. For $43, it has a nylon ripstop material with a lot of EVA foam inside of it. It's got a tuck-in area where you tuck it into the front of your shirt or your plate carrier, whatever you're wearing it on over, I should say under, and that way their BBs can't get up inside of it. It's a really nice neck protector, very tough. Like I said, this is a very rugged line of gear. The biggest issue I have with it is that it's a little too big for my neck, to where when I wear it, it's really uncomfortable to put my head down. I need to look at their website to find out if they have other sizes of this, but it's a little bit on the uncomfortable side. Protective, but uncomfortable. So I would probably not recommend this in a game where you need to move around a whole lot and do a lot of running and, you know, looking around. But still, it's there and it does protect really well. The final thing that we're looking at from PDT Technologies is their hand armor, or gloves. This is by far my favorite piece of gear that PDT makes that we've looked at. The gloves cost about $50, and unlike a lot of tack gloves that have the Kevlar over the knuckle inserts and all that stuff, this pretty much has an entire back area. The backside of the glove is all foam padded, or might be even a rubber. It's got a lot of protection in it. It goes from the tip of the finger all the way down to the palm, or the wrist, I should say, except on the forefingers or the trigger fingers where the padding starts halfway up so that you can get your finger inside of a trigger guard without it catching. It also has these really nice wrist wraps that allow you to, protect your wrists. It also makes the gloves stay on pretty well. I'll go ahead and try one on here. Wrap the wrist strap around. Now, these almost remind me of, I'm sure that this is the idea, of like almost like an MMA training glove or something like that. It's extremely tight-fitting and also very protective. Having no padding here along the trigger finger is awesome, and it's just a really smart thing that they did. I hate having to cut off the fingertip on tack gloves because I can't get my finger inside of the trigger guard with how much padding they put on. So overall, I highly recommend several of these products. I give these gloves a 5 out of 5 stars easy. They're exceptional. They're $50, so they're pretty much in line with a lot of the different tack gloves out there. The throat protector, I've got to give it 2 out of 5 stars just because it was really uncomfortable to wear. But I should caveat that with that it's very protective. So if you're doing this for like a training and you don't need to, like a training scenario, and you're not going to need to have to move around a lot, this is probably a good idea. But for just a normal pickup game, it's probably not the best choice. The padded helmet is very nice. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Again, it's very protective, but it's also very rigid foam to where it catches on the back area of your loadout, whether it's a plate carrier, whether it's just a shirt. So you really need to break that in if you're going to use it. That being said, the helmet, I'll give a 4 out of 5 stars because it's just so damn well put together. It's extremely protective. It doesn't fog very well. It doesn't fog very easily. It's just a really high quality piece of material. The biggest issue with it for me was the throat protector / chin protector area. It just kind of got in the way, so I just folded it up and it's perfect at that point. Again, it does stick out a little bit, so you just got to watch your cheek weld and use a rail riser if you need an optic.